Alright, welcome back to Journey Through Eorzea. As always, I am your host and impeccable man with hat, Tiberius Fox. Some crazy stuff happened in the last episode, of which, there was a giant melee, and then we were feeling good about it, and then although we were going to have like a dragon thing with this thing up there, right? There was a whole platform, they were going to chill out. Then Estinien showed up, but it wasn't like a Estinien, it was Nidhogg Estinien. Nidhogg Estinien stabbed Vidofnir. It was crazy sauce. So I wanted to pivot over to the Alexander raids right at the end of part 3, because I was originally going to do it at the end of part 2. But I didn't know that you can like just pivot between the two. So I don't know much longer we have in part 3 before part 4. We'll see. I'm thinking, based on, how things look, maybe like I might be able to get through this episode, and then we'll be at the end of part 3, at which time we might pivot over to Alexander raids, which I think would be cool, but we'll see. Either way, let's talk to Alphino and see what the plan is. When I said I wished to speak with you after the conference, I confess I envisaged rather happier circumstances. If anything, however, this latest tragedy makes for more pressing. There are things I must say, not to the Warrior of Light or even my fellow Scion, but to you, Tiberius, my friend. But no, not here. But of course, the intercessory in Camp Dragonhead is still open to us. Let us go there. The intercessory in Camp Dragonhead. Oh, okay, back. Alright. I feel you. Alright. We can go to Camp Dragonhead, that's no problem. Let's see, hire Choco Porter to Foundation. For 5-hole thing. I could just teleport there, but I'm not going to do that. The lighting makes the ground look very weird right now. But that's neither here nor there. I feel like right there you need to be able to see Ishgard in the distance. I think that would make a big difference. Now, is the only place that can take me there? Yep, just Falcon's Nest. We can't actually take it that way. So we're going to go, it's not that far. Let's just go... Let's go on foot, shall we? But yeah, as I said in the last episode, I was kind of expecting for... Like, I was surprised we just kind of like, well, Estinien got taken over by Nidhogg. But that's not really a priority right now. I'm like, dude, that would be the penultimate priority, I would think. But then again, I guess the implication is that whilst Nidhogg is a problem, if the war is not stopped, like, random dudes and random dragons are just killing each other all the time. So we don't really want that, so we need to push for it. Somebody give this man a sandwich, a beer, and a comfy chair, man. This guy needs, like, a day off. I feel like almost more than Aymeric at this point. Oh, I need, yes. All these people are constantly hanging around, getting beat up. Someone just give him a break. You know what I mean? Give this man a Snickers, a Kit Kat bar, whatever it requires, and like get this man where he needs to go. You know what I mean? Oh no, it's Rock. Fun fact, it always reminds me of Rock's feather from Link's Awakening. DX, if you will. Old OG Game Boy Color kids know. Alright, the intercessory over here. Greetings, sir. Shall I show you inside? Yes. Yes, you shall. Alright, I have a feeling we got some cutscenes coming in. Let's talk to Alphino. I'm hoping there'll be some voice cutscenes or something, but we'll see.
Forgive me. That took longer than expected.
Those mugs are bigger than your head, my dude.
You seem puzzled. Oh, these. I thought something warming might not go amiss. It was not all that long ago that we sat here, you and I. In our very own falling snows, as Lord Hraesvelgr called it. I still struggle to believe he is gone. And Azelle too. I had such hopes for her. Master Matoya asked me what it was all for. Why we fight. And why we die. Were I still commander of the Braves, I would doubtless have replied, for the future of Eorzea. But I'm not that man. Not anymore.
He's lost his, like, sunshine and rainbows, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know if I want to use the word pragmatism, but, like, he's lost that, like, glow that he had. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna do everything we have to do, and we're gonna fix the world. You know, I don't remember what the word I'm looking for that is, but you get the idea.
I needed a new answer. One that I could live with. And when I saw Estinien at the ceremony, I knew at last what it was.
You know what's interesting? Earlier you saw the feet of somebody, and when you did that, I was like, was that Alize? Because we haven't seen her since the binding coil, when she was helping us out, right? And Alphino, during that time, he was like, you have to know and have your own reason for fighting. And he gave her this whole spiel about it. And then he had his own reason, right? But now he had to challenge that, and now he's having to come up with yet another one, because the one that he thought was going to work fell apart. Because it was too much high ideals, but not enough, like, realism, I guess.
I do not want to be a man who sacrifices his friends and family for a cause. I want to fight for Estinien, and I want to save him. When Nidhogg leads the Horde into battle, Sohr Aymeric and his forces will do what they believe must be done. That is their choice to make. Yet even if Sohr Aymeric is willing to forsake Estinien, I am not. We must fight for him, for he is our friend and ally. We may struggle, we may fail, but we must try.
I respect it. See, we're harkening back to that cool time. Hraesvelgr. I feel for him, dude. I do miss Hraesvelgr already. Like, trying to save him, to aid those in need. I'm gonna be a little more generic this time, because, like, saving him, obviously, we'll just say, yeah, we're gonna help people in need, for sure.
Lord Orchefon would be proud. I knew you would understand. Together, we will surely find a way.
Thank you, Tiberius. It is unfair of me to unburden myself in this manner, time after time, but I'm glad that you permit me nonetheless. You are my true friend and ally. Though not all of our fellow Scions will support our stance on Estinien, I have faith that we will win them over in due course. Such is the infectious power of hope. Right. That is quite enough solemn introspection for one day. I think we should both benefit from some time in the company of Tataru. She stays for us at Fort Helm Manor. Let us not keep her waiting any longer. And I think I will just teleport, because what am I doing? Teleport to Foundation. Wouldn't be me recording without cats trying to come hang out with me. Let's see. We're going to... Oh, it's going to be up in the last vigil. Yet again we walk into all too familiar path. I am reminded of when we first came to this manor. Lost and uncertain, we were granted succor in our hour of need. We were saved, and now it is our turn to return the favor. Hear, hear! Let no one say that the Scions do not pay their debts. My voice was just going all over the place on that one. After all, what kind of people would we be if we forsook our friends? If we stopped looking for Ida and Papalymo, and if we gave up on hope, bringing Minfilia back? Though she knew it would cost her dearly, Minfilia reached out to us to deliver a message. She believed it was imperative that we understand the true nature of this star, the rift between Zodiac and Hydaelyn, and of the Ascians' aspirations. But for all that has been revealed, I cannot shake the suspicion that there is much we have yet to learn. In any event, I think it is time we take a step back from the fray and fully consider our next course of action. It will not be easy for us to turn tragedy into triumph, but we will find a way. We will. We will. You learned the battle stance. I like battle stance. Oh, something going on.
Of all the ways for it to end. Even before his transformation, I could feel the worm's hatred swirling about Estinien. The terrible, all-consuming rage. Enough to fuel a 1,000-year quest for vengeance. It was all I could do not to run away screaming. But Ishgardians, nay, all Eorzeans, are made of sterner stuff. They face danger and death on a daily basis, and understand what it takes to win a war.
Think not too deeply on Master Matoya's words. Her intent was but to steal our resolve. That, and to remind us to look beyond these passing conflicts to trials greater still, to the truth which hides at the heart of this world.
So that's your aim, is it?
You disapprove?
Not at all. I believe it's traditional for the student to follow in the footsteps of the master. And you are so very alike.
Man, Crowd can't help but just absolutely prod people any chance she gets. Oh no, it's Ardbert of the Warriors of Darkness. But this time, Thancred season. Keeping an eye on the people that are keeping an eye. Who watches the watchers, right?
Change. That great inexorable wave was upon us, and soon all of Ishgard would bend to its will. For all our sins, for all our scars, the future for which we had long yearned was at last within our grasp. But it would be bought at a heavy price. For in those twilight hours did Nidhogg cry out for vengeance, and his brethren raise their voices for the final chorus of the Dragon Song War.
There ain't no way that's the end of 3.0, or like not 3.0, but part 3. I would literally have a hemorrhage and die on the spot if that was the case. Oh, what's this? This is like over in like Thanalim. Caution, Ida. That is all I ask. Do not be so eager to place your faith in them. Not until we know more. What in the world are these two doing? Every time I turn around, they're off doing something somewhere. Oh no, it's Vega from Street Fighter. the Street Fighter crossover. I knew it. Ah, Master Fox, it is well that you are here. You are wanted within. I believe Master Alphino wishes a word with you. Welcome, Master Fox. Shall I show you inside the manor? You shall. Ah, Tiberius. There you are. Have you a moment? There is something I would fain discuss. I must ask you to recall the events which unfolded at the peace conference, though I dare say you would sooner forget them. My mind returns again and again to the moment when Nidhogg appeared before the crowd in the guise of Estinien. It was the sight to chill the soul, but one which gave me reason to hope that our friend might not be beyond salvation. When you described his faithful transformation in Al-Azla, I feared him lost forever. But the mere fact that some semblance of his former self endures must surely count for something. Alas, I have no evidence to support this impression. Thus did I turn to Y'shtola and Krile for more empirical appraisal, and full glad that I did, for it would seem that they have some observations of their own to share. The ladies have saved us a table at the Forgotten Knights. Shall we go? I love how that guy's just always over there. Like, there's all these butlers and stuff always watching and hearing out all our conversations. Excellent. Let us not keep our honored colleagues waiting. Alright. So we gotta go to the Forgotten Knights so we can consult about how to save our good man Estinien from the precarious thing that he definitely, certainly, absolutely did not put himself in by not listening to any of the things we told him. Because surely he would not do that. So let's figure out how to get him out of the hole he put himself in.
We have kept you waiting over long, I fear.
Not to worry, Alphino. We had some rather fine mulled wine to keep us company. Truth be told, you could have delayed your arrival a few moments more.
Gibrion got the spicing just right this time. His latest batch is not only delicious and warming, but soothing to the humors.
Dude, were it not for the fact that it would I might have a drink, who knows? They got me thinking about it now. Look how amped that guy is. I could be that guy right now.
But 'twas not to soothe our humours that we gathered here.
Ah, no, quite right. The matter of that poor dragoon.
You have discovered something. A means to save him?
Alright, calm down. Back it off a step. Like, we're gonna figure this out, but you gotta calm down.
Let us not jump to conclusions, shall we? Assess the facts presented, then make an educated analysis, as you were taught.
Pray, cast your mind back to the moment of Estinien's transformation. Do you recall how you described it to us? You spoke of the sudden pangs which racked his body when he took up both of Nidhogg's eyes, and of how his form was twisted thereafter into a shadowy semblance of the Great Worm.
When he appeared at Falcon's Nest, the worm's eyes were fused to his mail.
Would that only his armor had been corrupted. Snaking forth from the eyes, I descried dark tendrils which entangled his very being. His ether has been all but smothered.
Then he is lost to us forever?
What did I just say about jumping to conclusions? Y'shtola clearly stated all but smothered.
Imagine if you're, for a second, if you're Alphino, and you're like, we're gonna save him. We are gonna save him. We're gonna save him. Then you talk to, like, Y'shtola, and she goes, yeah, actually, he's dead. It's totally done. And it's like, oh, I definitely didn't make that proclamation we were gonna save him, only to find out that he wasn't.
As I later discovered, her impression matched my own. Though Nidhogg's presence filled my mind's eye, beneath his seething aura, I sensed the merest hint of something else. And after listening to Y'shtola's observations, I became more certain of my suspicion that the something else I had sensed was, in fact, the trace of a different will, submerged in the sea of Nidhogg's rage.
You mean
Yes, 'tis like that Estinian spirit yet lingers.
Can we not wrest him from Nidhogg's grasp, then? Tear the eyes from the armor?
We know not if that would serve to separate Worm's soul from man's. None have ever attempted such a feat.
Should it offer even the faintest hope of success, then by the gods, I shall be the first to try.
Alphino. By all means, hold fast to your hope, but be mindful of the dangers.
I feel like I'm a broken record, but put me in, coach. I can do it.
Even should you succeed in excising the eyes from the Dragoon's mail, we have no way of knowing if your friend's soul would survive so violent a separation. And that is to say nothing of the possibility that his would-be savior might become Nidhogg's next host.
Or you could let me do it. I'm pretty sure. I'm not saying I'm definitely resistant to it, but I could probably take it.
But what other choice remains to us? Should the opportunity present itself, I will tear those foul orbs from Estinien's armor and trust in the resilience of his soul, even at the risk of mine own.
Ah, I found you at last.
5-way nod. Onawa.
A messenger of the Temple Knights came to the manor some few hours past. The Lord Commander humbly requests the company of the Warrior of Light and Master Alphino.
Sir Aymeric would speak with us. Very well, thank you, Onawa.
'Twould seem duty calls. Pray see to yours, and we shall return to ours.
You know what we should do?
Thank you, Y'shtola, Kryl. Your words have given me hope where there was none.
We should go raffle stomp Estinien
Come
and
then.
tear the eyes out.
Sir Aymeric awaits.
This better be super important. Like crazy important.
Alphino is allowing his feelings for this Dragoon to cloud his thoughts. I worry he may do something rash. Keep an eye on him, would you?
I mean, he wants to do something rash. I want to do something rash, man. But no one lets me. Everyone always want to try and stop in the way. Oh, that's right.
They think more of their friends' deliverance than their foes' defeat. But will history commend their fealty or condemn their folly?
I think you are underestimating me. My friends to a degree. I mean, they're alright. And then also, like, Estinien. Like, come on.
The conference held at Falcon's Nest was to be a celebration of the reconciliation twixt man and dragon. But the lingering shade of Nidhogg, clad in the flesh of the Azure Dragoon, did mark the occasion by spilling the blood of his own kind. A timely atrocity to remind the children of Ishgard that the Dragonsong War was far from over. And when fear gave way to fury, the call to arms rang out anew. Death to Nidhogg. Death to Nidhogg.
They are leaning heavily into Count Edmund and his narrating for this section. I feel like we've had, like, in the last, like, 2-3 hours, we've had several instances of him talking. Maybe I'm just crazy, but doesn't matter. Let's go talk to Sir Aymeric. Oh, wait, it's Alphino. What's news? Has Sir Aymeric to share with us, I wonder? I misread that entirely. Might Sir Aymeric perchance have received word of a Dravanian advance? Or mayhap they were located that is to say, mayhap Nidhogg has been found. Come, I would hear what the Lord Commander has to say. He's probably gonna just make a mission to just kill Estinien. Outright, because it's more important to get peace than it is to save Estinien. And we're gonna be like, but we could save him. It's like, doesn't matter, we're gonna kill him. I don't know that, but I bet.
My friends, I thank you for coming.
You have had news of Nidhogg?
Alas not. Our scouts range far and wide, but they have as yet found no trace of the Great Worm.
We dispatched an elite unit of dragoons to reconnoiter the churning mists, but even they returned empty-handed.
A pity.
Fear not, Alphino. We shall see the worm again soon enough. His words at Falcon's Nest attest to that. Indeed, he is like to come sooner than we would wish.
I assume Ishgard's defenses are being bolstered as we speak?
With all haste. I mean to call upon every able-bodied warrior at our disposal, from the Knights of the Four Houses to the men and women of the Watch. But I did not summon you to discuss strategy.
What then would you have of us, my lord?
I will speak plain. Now that Nidhogg is possessed of both of his eyes, no mortal force we can muster will repel him. That being the case, we must needs recruit an ally of equal strength.
I think you are soft-selling my ability to absolutely thwomp him, but I understand what you're saying.
You speak of Hraesvelgr?
I do. To whom else could we turn?
That he is Nidhogg's equal, I do not deny, nor can I name another. But convincing the reclusive creature to do battle with his own brood brother will be... how shall I put this?
It will be no small undertaking, yes. Estinien's report was most particular about Hraesvelgr's unwillingness to involve himself in the affairs of men. But much has changed since your visit to Somal, and if there is even a chance that the dragon may be swayed, I must plead our case. Whatever price the dragon asks of me, I shall pay it. Such was my oath, to defend the people of Ishgard. Come what may, my friends, the battle with Nidhogg will mark the end of my tenure as the acting head of church and state. Will you help me discharge this final duty?
I still feel like you're going to be the leader, but yeah, sure.
We will, my lord. Though I fear our involvement offers no guarantee of success.
Don't speak for me. You speak for yourself. Where I go, we win. That's what happens.
Come then. We will depart at your leisure.
Thank you. Both of you. The city is yours, First Commander.
My lord, we shall pray for your swift return.
Well, once again, I don't remember. I don't remember him going with us, but, you know, it makes sense. Instead of sending an emissary, you send yourself. You go, no, I'm here personally to ask for this favor. Will you please give me a hand? You know, I have Aymeric coat. If I wanted to be smarmy, I would just dress like Aymeric, and then we just run around looking like dual Aymerics. How many Aymerics does it take to slay a dragon? It grieves me to impose upon you this manner, but you know of all people understand the threat we now face. It is no imposition, Sir Aymeric. To Tiberius and I, Ishgard is a second home. After the many battles we have fought and the bonds we have forged, the plight of your nation has become our own. If there is aught we can do to aid its salvation, then pray impose all that you must. See... I'll wait for him to finish talking. You are true friends. No, what I want to say is, so, just looking at this, like, look at that. Oh, yeah, you know, Ishgard is our second home, we forged bonds, we helped, all that stuff. It's funny, because they wanted that vibe way harder in Dawn Trail, and they just flubbed it as hard as possible, like a giant fat guy belly flop into a pool. They fumbled it completely. Meanwhile, here, I feel like they've only, like, passively been trying to do that, and I feel way more attached to all the characters and what's going on here than I ever did in Dawn Trail. Dawn Trail, all I wanted to say is, please leave me alone, I don't care. Here, it's like, I want to help Aymeric. I want to help Aymeric. I want to save Estinien. I'm invested in that. in a way that Dawn Trail couldn't get me to on its, best day. You know what I mean? I didn't care about her. I certainly didn't care about Sphene or any of that stuff. It just all was like a foregone conclusion that I didn't care about. They fumbled that so hard. They sent me, fun fact, they sent me a quiz today. They were like, yeah, so what are you like into and everything else? And it was talking about like FanFest and everything else. I was like, I don't care about FanFest. I'm not interested in FanFest. And they're like, what about our brand partnerships or whatever? And I was like, I don't care about any of that either. I only ever interacted with one of them, and that was like a Grubhub thing like years ago for the Eat Pizza emote. And then they were like, what would you say about it? I was like, you could make any of the stuff that you want to partner with cheaper. Hey, yeah, here's a pair of shoes. They'll be $115. Or, here's a keyboard at $70 for some reason or whatever, So, anyway, I just think it's funny that they tried so hard to get this vibe down, and they just fumbled it that hard. But Aymeric right, we are true friends. Shall we be about our task, then? We have no way of knowing when Nidhogg's shade will strike, but we must assume that the time is not our ally. Indeed. With that in mind, I have taken the liberty of dispatching a messenger to inform Mistress Tataru that you will be escorting me to Somal. I confess I did not provide the exact details of our destination, as they are as of yet unknown to me. We will summon Hraesvelgr at the zenith in the churning mist. Ere we begin our ascent, however, I think it best that we pay a visit to Anek's shrine. You seek an advantage in the coming negotiations? I do. I would consult with Vidofnir. I propose that in this part of our concern for her condition, were she to succumb to her wounds, it could have grave consequences in our alliance. That apart, she may be able to provide insight into her sire's current state of mind. Well reasoned. To the Devanian Forelands, then. Let's go. Road trip. Not as cool as the last time, but road trip. Alright. Let's go. Alright, so we'll go to the Skysteel Manufactory. And I could go down there, but we're going to take Chocobo Porter. Well, actually, no, we're not going to take Chocobo Porter. Because if I do that, it's just, well, I think the only place it can actually take us is the one place. So, yep, just Falcon's Nest. No, because if I do that, then I have to wait, like, a long time to actually get to Falcon's Nest, where I can just walk through this door over here. And then once I do that, then I can walk all the way around. So, let's go to Falcon's Nest, and then we can board our way out there. Look at that star sky, dude. Man, sometimes this game, say what you want about it, is just beautiful, man. Look at the moon. That's a killer shot, too. I don't know if I can actually take a screenshot of that. Oh well. Doesn't matter. I'll get lost in it all day if I keep staring at it. Alright, Tailfeather. One over there is yellow. Actually, that one, the player's yellow too. But that one's more noticeable. That one's kind of green. Those two are kind of green. That one's kind of a teal color. That one's teal color. And those ones are kind of purple. That one's a darker purple, and those ones like a lighter purple, almost like. Man, Ishgard is so cool on a clear sky out here. Imagine you're just flying over some dude's camp, like right over their camp. This chocobo's trying to troll random passersby. It's kind of dirty, I'm gonna be real. Alright, so we'll hit this one up and then we'll hit up the next one. Alright, chocobo keep. I must go to Annex Shrine. Take me to the Annex Shrine for 120 gil, so I don't have to spend money on teleporting. Trying to look around, but all I keep doing is putting my screen in trees. Alright, we've arrived at the Summoning Stone at Annex Shrine. Let's go see if we can see how Vidofnir is doing, since Vidofnir absolutely got beat up a little bit. There. I'll ride in style. Anybody that actually wants to speak in a diplomatic way should come in riding in style. It's like dressing nice. The Regalia might be the only cool thing that ever came out of Final Fantasy 15. I only played the mobile version, but like, I don't know. Alright, it's gotta be in here. Yep, there's Vidofnir. Well, it shouldn't look dead or bloody or anything. So we'll see what's up. Ah, 'tis the warrior of warriors and his companions. What bringeth you to mine abode? Pray forgive us for disturbing your recuperation, Vidofnir. I hope your wound does not pain you overmuch. Didst thou imagine me close to death? The thrust was deep, but not mortal. I will heal in time. Full glad am I to hear it. You were the guest of honor at our conference, and we failed in our duty of protection. On behalf of Ishgard, I apologize unreservedly. I am a dragon full grown. Though thought to protect me, mortal, I was tempered by the fires of battle ere thy great-grandsire learned to crawl. Thy words do remind me of a knight whom I called friend some 1,000 years past. He swore to defend me from harm and hardship. Would that we could return to that era of peace, when man and dragon knew such comradeship. Would that our every effort to do so were not undone by ancient rancor. For truth, there can be no peace while Nidhogg's shade yet lingereth. That much is plain. But we lack the strength to banish him. Thus we do make for Somal, and beseech the aid of your sire once more. Folly, thou knowst as well as I how he will answer. Hraesvelgr's heart remains unchanged then. A pity, but if his folly to hope, I am content to die a fool. As hath ever been the way of thy kind. Go then, but be warned, the Shade's presence hath driven its minions to frenzy. Thank you, Vidofnir. We shall disturb your rest no longer. Hraesvelgr needs to get with the program, dude. Just saying. His brother's causing trouble. He knows what happens. The only reason he lived as long as he did is because he gave me the eye. We're trying to make peace here. You're making it harder. If you care about me and anyone else and anyone else, you should like do something, you know? Though I expected no better answer from Vidofnir, I take little pleasure from having been proven right. It would seem that our presence at Zenith will be every bit as unwelcome as I had anticipated. But what I admire of one of the great worm of our trio to a trio of self-confessed fools such as ourselves, let us begin our ascent. After you, Master Alphinaud. Scout ahead if you wish, Tiberius. We shall join you outside Mogholm. Alright, and I think for this one, we will definitely teleport because you can't even take a chocobo border up there because it's shenanigans. You guys are like faster than that guy from Ocarina of Time. He always beats you by at least 1 second, but just barely. I had heard tales of the world above the clouds, but I never did dream. One's mind paints a pale picture of its majesty. Few live to see such wonders. I am reminded of my first visit to its peak, when Estinien and Hraesvelgr yet walked at our side. It's a Moogle. Kupopo, is that you, Tiberius? Odd if it isn't Mog. Don't forget me, you've forgotten my name, Kupo. After all we've been through together? But at least you remember me. You do remember me, don't you, Tiberius? Moglin, Moghan. Moglin, Moghan. Apologies, friend, but all Moogles look the same to me. I'm doing it. I'm saying all they all look the same. I see, Kupo. Then I suppose our time around the campfire meant less to you than I thought it did. It's Moghan, by the way. Sniff. But putting our shared history to one side, what brings you and your friends to Mogholm, Kupo? Ah, another audience with old Hraesvelgr. Well, I hope you brought you the horn, Kupo. With the winds as gentle as they are, a good loud toot should reach the Great Worm's ears easily enough. That's good to hear, Moghan, thank you. We'd best press on to Zenith while the winds are in our favor. Poor Moghan. I do feel a little bad for not remembering his name, but I'm like, they all look the same. Now that was unexpected, Kupo. Chief Moglin will want to hear about this. At some point I should do the Moogle Beast Tribe quests. Alright. We will fly because it will be faster, and also because, as the rules say, we have been here before, so having to walk everywhere on foot is not necessary. I spent the time actually getting the Aethernet currents, and you know what? That was no small feat, as a matter of fact. I remember when this game first started, when I first started playing, I didn't know that chocobos were like a unique thing that you can only have them go with you. I thought any mount could, so I wanted this coral to be my dude that followed me around because I really liked him. You know, obviously I learned that was not the case, but it was definitely what I was trying to do. And then I looked up to it, and it's like, oh no, it's just the chocobo. It happens to be a thing you can mount and also, you know, do the thing. But that was a different time. For a second there, I was like, who's playing the horn? Then I realized I'm playing the horn. He's gonna be so mad at them for giving me that horn eventually. He's gonna be like, dude, why'd you guys give him that horn? They keep coming to my house and bothering me. I tell them to leave and they come back. You dare summon me again, mortals?
Great Hraesvelgr, 'tis not lightly that we beg this audience. Pray hearken to our words, for they concern the future of man and dragon both.
Greetings, Hraesvelgr. I am Aymeric de Burrell, acting ruler of the nation of Ishgard. I am come before you to parley on behalf of my people.
To parley, thou thinkest thy purpose unclear to me? Thou art come to beg mine aid in the battle against the shade of my brood brother.
You foresaw mine intent.
I but read that which is writ plain in thine eyes. Would that thou had wit enough to scry the answer in mine. My beloved Shiva did once build a bridge twixt man and dragon, a bridge which thy treacherous forefathers saw fit to tear down, and thou, as thou wellest know.
Lis ech Nidhogg kasmon ikin lis nuan jas an es in salen mon hanesh undai in.
Thinkest thou Nidhogg was alone in despairing at the murder of our brood sister? Thinkest thou mine own soul did not cry out for vengeance? Know that upon that accursed day my heart did wither in my breast, and thy kind became unto me the harbingers of despair. Tis only Shiva's gentle dream that preventeth me from flying at Nidhogg's shoulder. Be grateful that I swore to abjure aggression ere I consumed her. I permit my children to offer or deny thee aid as they see fit, to warn thy people of my brood brother's coming. That thou wouldst dare ask me for more but affirmeth thine incurable arrogance.
We understand that in your despair at man's betrayal, you seek only the refuge of solitude. But despite your protestations of spent faith, do you not still nurture the smallest flame of hope?
Perceivest thou such light in the dusk of mine existence?
I do. If you claim I see falsely, then tell me, why did you consent to bear Eorzea upon your back?
Eorzea, piteous, deluded Eorzea. The child did lament her past sins and sought to balance the scales with her remaining days. 'Twas her unquenchable passion, so alike that of my beloved, which did spur me into flight.
Ikin en
As for my own part, I would countenance no longer the hands of evil men to use my brood brother's eye for ill.
So you do distinguish between those who acknowledge and repent their sins and those who perpetuate them. Interesting. It seems to me that you have not, in fact, lost faith in mankind as a whole. Rather, you weigh our respective merits by how we allow the past to influence our future.
He's going for a speech while at Craft 100 play. Spare me thine idle sophistry. Even were thou a mote of truth in thy reasoning, what of it? Wouldst thou have me slay mine own sibling to save a city of mortals?
Should we suffer ties of blood to bind our hands, then? Nay, if the crime is one of unconscionable evil, we must needs condemn it, even should the transgressor be our closest kin. When my father corrupted himself and his followers with the power of a primal, I beseeched the warrior of light to slay him, an act alike to patricide. That he did not die by my hand matters little. If anything, it heaps greater disgrace upon my name. But had my father not fallen, he would have drawn countless thousands into a holy war of hellish proportions, which I hold the greater crime. Thus did I order his execution, sparing the lives of my people and yours. Alas, your brother Worm now prepares to murder those whom I sought to spare. What is more, he has taken my comrade's body for his own. But if I must slay my dearest friend to defeat my direst foe, I will not flinch from my duty.
Segmon infin, sesk antis ekmon, kill al ud.
Thou wouldst strike down thy friend, and by example of thy righteousness persuade me to break mine oath and kill my kindred? He's not even, he says a shade, is it even really him? Oh, Midgard Storm are finally going to show up.
Sloskna, dyrkin illes, kol hes nar inish, draor in.
Heed me, my child. The servants of Hydaelyn envision a different outcome. They intend salvation not only for Ishgard, but for the doomed Dragon Slayer as well.
Da Nidhogg, Garjas, Nosk in an, Slisva Holkas, Kain na.
Believest thou this shade to be Nidhogg returned? Is it not merely a manifestation of his vengeance, the shadow cast by thy brood brother's rage? I would not command thee, but ponder well thy course, lest it lead thee to unto greater remorse. Alright, so what are we going to say? While the shade of vengeance remains, the future will be uncertain. Help us save our companion. I'm just going to stare him down. Just stare at him. Just give him them eyes. Yeah. I say nothing. Let the moment hang.
Nalent in kolta one a. Nal an a. In an.
What? No words for me, warrior? I take it thou art resolved to act whether I aid thee or no. Huh. I do admire thy determination. That's what I keep saying.
Al in on water. Smahes in an.
Hast thou the strength of will to stand against so terrible a shadow, I wonder? 'Twould seem I must put thee and thy companions to the proof.
Sway in Ratatoska this die an. Slosk kin. Skor ich les iro.
I shall await thee in the ruins wherein Ratatoskr once dwelled. Heed well the words of my children, and hasten thee to the place of thy trial. I think this is a dungeon, if I recall. I think I remember that dungeon, kind of. I remember seeing it. I just got it in a queue a while back. And I was like, oh yeah, it's that dungeon. It's like kind of up there, and you see him flying around in the background sometimes. Spied on by Moogles now too? Good grief. Alright, what you got for me, Aymeric? I believe I spied a wyvern landing just outside the palace. It doubtless one of the children of whom Hraesvelgr spoke. Come, my friends, let us not keep our escort waiting. You're right. That's why we will go the badass way, and by that I mean just jump down this. Reminds me of that level from, was it Two Betrayals? Alright. My broodmates and I will bear you to a place for your trial. Make your preparations. Sohr Khai. Okay, Sohr Khai. Yep. Alright. Well, let's get ourselves queued in, shall we? We got 14 minutes. Well, we'll see if we can get into that. And with that, we'll see you when it pops. So that took almost a half an hour, and it's not even the same day. It's the next day, and I was waiting so long last night that I was like, you know, I'm just gonna finish it. I still haven't fixed my portrait. Wow. Anyway, yeah, it's next day. I'm not gonna go into the whole thing. Let's just finish up and hit Sohr Khai. Alright. So we're going in on dragons. That's pretty cool. Well, you thought Aymeric was going to be here? Aymeric's not here. I don't remember the last time I did that. I don't know if I've ever done this at night, though. Probably during the day, but never during the nighttime. That's kind of neato. It's kind of neato, right? Alright. We got me and a black mage and a scholar rep. And warrior. I have really got to fix my... They got to do something about that portrait mode thing, dude. It's like, come on. No one's going to remember. I mean, they've streamlined it somewhat. But, like, they put the portrait thing in there, and if you change a single piece of gear, then it just kind of, like, goes by the wayside. No one wants that. You know what I mean? But, you know, whatever. Sure, you know. I remember there being a fan enemy in this that I thought was kind of unique. I was never really sure what it was supposed to do exactly. Like, there it is, right there. It's a neat thing, but it doesn't really serve any purpose other than just surprising you when you walk over it. Because when you kill it, it makes like a little fan thing on the ground. I don't know what it's supposed to achieve exactly, but, you know. But yeah, getting the queue last night, I was sitting there for like 7-8 minutes, and I was like, you know what? It's getting late. I'm not gonna do this right now. And then I went to bed, and then I got in tonight. As you can see, it's 1 in the morning. The next day, and wouldn't you know it? It took like 27 minutes, I think, or something like that, to get the queue. I was surprised because it said 12 minutes today, and then it was way longer than 12 minutes. So, oh, we're gonna pull everything. We're going deep. I would reference a football player, but I don't know anything about the sports ball. Wasn't even paying attention to what I have to do. Yeah, Black Mage sitting back like an absolute unit. I just want to stay on this. Yeah, like that. I don't know what... It's cool that it does that, but I don't know why it does. It's like, it doesn't really impede you in any way. It doesn't help you in any way. It's just there. Chieftain Moglin wants to fight? This is as far as you go, Tiberius. You and your ridiculous name won't make it past me, Kupo. Why is the chieftain of the Mogs, the Moogles, why is he doing this? I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but we're gonna hit the guy with the tether because that makes more sense. But yeah, I know they wanted to like keep an eye on it, and they were interested in it, and they were like, what does it mean? Everyone fights, no one quits. Do you know what's funny about this? Do you guys ever notice how much referential humor is in Final Fantasy XIV? Like, real talk? Like, everyone fights, no one quits is a reference to Starship Troopers. And that's not the only Starship Troopers. In Stormblood, there's another one that I actually screenshot years ago. This is enough. You made your point. This is a fight. Okay. This isn't a fight to death. Yeah. But no, there is a ton of referential humor in Final Fantasy XIV. Like, a lot of it's, the most obvious ones are quest names, right? Where, like, you know, the quest will have, you know, I died in 6 arms tonight, or something like that, you know what I mean? But, like, just dialogue and stuff will have things like that. But, like, yeah, everyone fights, no one quits. That's a Starship Troopers reference. There's a bunch of them, really. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head because I'm a terrible brain-sieved Swiss cheese man. But, you know. You know, pretty good. We only got like one of them, I think, got out. That's not bad. You know, I'm gonna try and remind myself between missions. I don't know why we're chaining that guy, but we are. We're beating that guy with the chain. He's off the hook, off the chain, you know what I mean? I'm not 100% certain. I think I figured out what was wrong with my mic, by the way, like 2 episodes ago. An episode ago, whatever. I haven't kind of lost track. When I had the episode problem, the recording problem. I think it's just because the pedal is getting worked in now, where it's starting to, like, you can't just, like, push it a little. You have to push it, like, completely. If you don't, it goes nah. So, I think that was why I was having the issue I was having. But that's neither here nor there. This whole dungeon, I think, is a little unusual. I mean, the fan thing is cool, obviously, right? We've touched on that, but I don't understand, like, Hraesvelgr is just like a challenge, I guess. People love to challenge you in Final Fantasy XIV. I'm honestly surprised anything gets done. But you know, what do I know? All right, well. Alright. All the getting more stuff. More bracelets. I always think of this fight too. Out of this whole thing, this is the one I always like kinda remember. Because I usually mess up dodging something. And it makes me weep. Alright. Yeah, gotta go back this way. But yeah, there's like the side parts, and like there's not really any. Oh wait, you want to be here. You don't want to be there, I don't think. See, like that. Like, do we want to stand the electric, right? Where you have room, or do you want to just take the hit, right? Like, truly a question for the ages. Neither one seems good, right? Tell me I'm wrong. Oh, I know. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away. Alright, well, I kinda helped. I wasn't sure what that attack was going to be. But hey, I got it away from everybody well enough, so that's pretty good. Okay, so he's gonna do this again. He's gonna hit this whole thing. Alright, so we took a little bit of damage. I mean, I guess I'll just stand off here. I got electrocution. That seems bad. I took a lot of damage for that. So I don't, like I said, I feel like that's a bait, right? Makes you think that, like, you know, I hit with his north, true north, because I can't hit behind him. His back end is off the cliff. But yeah, that's like, that one always gets me, man. BRB. Alright, you know, that's a great opportunity. You know what I'm gonna do? I have a piece of paper on here. Yeah, I got that. We're gonna write down something on a piece of paper in the hopes to actually remind myself to do it for a change, because I've been saying I need to correct my stuff for God knows how many episodes now, so... And of course I grab a pen and it's a dead pen. Why do I do this to myself? Alright. Correct stuff. Just correct stuff. And I'll circle. And then we'll put this like this. There we go. I'm gonna hope, you know, I'm gonna put that on the, well, I'll put it over here like on the side keyboard. That way I can't possibly miss it. Say that. I will absolutely miss it. Am I hovering? I'm hovering. Why am I hovering and no one else is hovering? They're laying on the floor. Alright, well I'm gonna eat pizza. Oh, she's having like a nice little cool down punch. I'm having some pizza. I'm gonna be most gentlemanly. That's what we're gonna do. When in doubt, always be most gentlemanly. Wait a minute. The person said they were thinking, was it the tank? It was the tank. Honestly, we could take him. We could take him. I'll fake death in the meantime. I'll hover. I'll hover. See this thing? I'm like a magician. I not only feign death, I hover when I feign death. This guy better be getting the best pizza of his life, I swear. You me. Oh, I just got teabagged. If that's a woman, which I don't think it is. I'm just saying, okay, here's the thing. It looks feminine, but at the same time has like jacked legs but is wearing heels. I have no idea. I'm not into that fan. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, Bunny Girl over here, I mean, she's okay. She's got, you know, I never understand the limp ears though. They're a little weird. But I respect it, you know. Sorry, you know. I respect the hustle. You gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I mean? You're playing the game, wife wants you to vacuum. You don't argue because you're not the one doing the vacuuming. We just lament the fact that we're dead and dude's doing crunches. Okay. Oh, he's a tiny man. I did not even notice he was a tiny man this whole time. Alright. Well, let's see if we can't do it. After that brief hiatus of just standing around. Man, am I supposed to keep, like, I'm thinking of this canonically for a second. These broodlings of Hraesvelgr, one, who's he breeding with to make, like, oh, there he is. Hey, what's up, buddy? That was weathered my trial thus far, but I am not, what is it? I didn't even see what it says. But I am not convinced. I will try thy limits. Alright. He's incredulous. He doesn't believe in the hype. I am the hype, to quote DBC abridged. Alright. Do I believe my own hype? I am the hype. That's the fact. Yeah, I just want to sing target things. I know I could sit here and do that, but like, the attacks where I actually hit things singularly is way more entertaining to watch. Alright, get on down here, dude. I know what you're doing. You're making an ice bridge, and that's pretty cool. But I'm gonna need you to come on down here. Like Price is Right. Ice Dragon, come on down. Yeah, let's beat this guy up. I want to beat him up. I want to beat Hraesvelgr too. All those kind of little counterintuitive, since we kind of want him to be like on point. I'm not saying, I mean, I beat Midgardstormer, or at least like, I don't know, the Spectre of Midgardstormer, whatever you want to call that horrible ordeal. If you think for a second that I cannot do that, you are mistaken. Alright. Alright. Let's keep on going. Wait, what are we doing? Oh, we go that way? I'm like dunce cap, I wasn't even paying attention. Nidhogg will spare thee no clemency, and neither must I. Well, you know, you got a point. I get it. I get what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Got presence, that's for sure. Just severely underestimating my ability to, like, swamp a dude. Dragons included. Alright. I do appreciate that since A Realm Reborn, they've kind of cut these intros a little bit, so I'm not making people stand around for 20 years while I do it, although I'm sure to them it feels like 20 years, you know what I mean? Alright. Let's hit this man with some cool attacks, shall we? You know, I'm gonna kind of miss Viper when we switch over, but the secret is I love Ninja because I'm a giant weeb. I'm glad I noticed that at the last second. I wasn't even paying attention to what my teammates were doing. I need to like pay attention to what's going on. Oh, I just did the thing. No. I need to hit him with this thing. Oh wait, shoot, no. Alright, so he's gonna go there, then we go through the middle. Alright. Oh, stack. Stack. I always find those ones there where they go on more than once is kind of deceptive. Alright. Please don't try and stack with me. That is not a stacking thing. I don't know if anything bad happens if you do that, but I don't think I want to learn. I don't want to figure it out the hard way. Oh man, I hope I remember when I add my, stuff that I want to add. One of them is adding LB to my thing. I still don't have LB. Don't judge me, I just don't use LB as Viper very often. But the one thing I noticed is like, nobody's doing the thing, you know what I mean? No one's LBing this much anymore. Everyone LBs when the dude's got like 2 XP left. Oh no. Alright, well we're gonna go here. Wait for it. Can I go this way? Can I throw the swords at him? No, because he's gonna move there. Alright. Ha, throw swords. Ha, throw swords again. Oh! Ha, throw swords. Alright, now attack. We can attack. I'm not even gonna move. See what I'm saying? Like, this guy's like super low. You could hit him with at least like the level 1 LB, but no one's doing that either. He's gonna die before we actually need to do any of that. The absurdity, I tell you. Let the heavens fall, let the heavens fall. Oh, yep, somebody being cool with their LB macros. Can I reach level 92? Alright, not bad. Anybody actually still around? I will give it to... So we got Maribella Barros. I'm giving it to Faflo because he had to deal with vacuuming. And then I'm going to pass on these. and then we'll go. I got 2-player comms? Man, everyone likes a good Viper with a cool hat, I'll tell you what. Alright, let's see what happens. Let's see what the drip is about. I should say, like, the haps more. Even bereft of an eye, my brood brother was a fearsome foe indeed. That's interesting. They're still calling me like I'm the Azure Dragoon, but it says, "But having tested thy strength firsthand, full well can I imagine how thou didst bring him low. The dread title of Azure Dragoon is no empty appellation." Very well, I shall trust in the seed of man one last time. By thy deeds shall the flickering hope that lingereth yet within my heart be kindled anew, or extinguished forever. There we go. Finally come around? Took you long enough. By the way, do we all just understand what he said? Oh, we got I think it's beat off near there. I don't know who the other one is. Who's Tiny Dragon on the left there? That you yet stand as ready proof of your determination, mortals. But yeah, no, for real, like, do we just understand what dragons say? Like, dragons speak? Like, Midgard's almost speak English. Let us fight as allies, then, and together banish my brood brother's vengeful shade. On my oath, the wrath that once was Nidhogg shall meet its end. This I swear on the memory of my beloved Shiva and on the soul of lost Eorzea. Eorzea made an impression on him, even though it was like, yeah, you're deluded and dumb. He's like, fine, but but she actually cared. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. Oh, my poor ribs. That was a painful reminder of the Great Worm's might. And he had truly meant us harm, he would have not been standing here now. Plainly, his intent was to teach. His onslaught forced me to recall my training about the speed of the dragon, his balance, his blind spots. It was, in short, a very thorough lesson. Are you guys gonna explain why you came and tried to fight us in the middle of everything? Are you gonna say sorry? I hope so. Ow, 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 Kupo. Tiberius, let me begin by congratulating you on the completion of your trial. For one with a name more befitting a jester, you fight for the savagery of a rabid demon. Do you see how many wings are kinked? Even my palm aches. After this drubbing, I fear my loyal subjects will have to bear the load of my personal chores for quite some time, Kupo. Possibly indefinitely. Look at him. No. What? When I told you about Tiberius's trial, I didn't mean for the rest of us to suffer. That's triple shift for you, Moghan. Oh. Poor dude. Triple? But that's not fair. There's no justice, Kupo. Not at all. What the hell, for real? I'm just struggling along with all of them, man. I have no idea.
Our negotiations proved rather more strenuous than I had anticipated, but the results seem well worth the effort.
The battle was indeed hard won. Thank you, my friends. I would never have earned Hraesvelgr's cooperation had you not seen fit to grant me yours. 'Twas your stalwart heroism that moved the heart of the Great Worm at the last. Any gratitude I can offer is but poor reward for your continued service to Ishgard.
'Twould seem our final reckoning with the dread worm is at hand. I only wish we had some inkling as to when he means to strike.
The irony. Yeah, I wonder when we know when we're gonna strike. When could it happen? Anytime. Or right now.
The cry heraldeth his coming. Nidhogg's shade hath taken wing.
It has begun. We must away to Ishgard.
All right. Well, that's probably a good jumping off point. I know we're getting close to the bend of part 3, and then 4 will just be mostly like tying up loose ends in Ishgard, I imagine, before heading over to Stormblood. Man, we're getting real close. We're then within like, I don't know, like 25 quests or something like that. Like, we're pretty close. So I mean, but 25 quests is a long time, like, or it can be anyway. So without further ado, you know the words and I do too. Till next time.